there is a language that the world speaks, and you must know how to speak it. In every sector, there is a language, there are terms that are spoken. So once we are not only spirit beings, but we are physical beings, we also need to know the language to speak at each point. So if we are building a career or you are already in doing something, there are some foundations that or some pillars we need to hold on to in order to be successful in that. And I believe God wants us to share that before we get into the money bit. Because if you are, for example, you are an apprentice or you are even in the corporate cycle, you don't know it from the beginning. What I learned in school is not what I'm doing now. So you have to learn. So the first foundation you need to build is to study, because Bible admonishes us to study should show ourselves approved. Those times you see people very active in SU and they are not good in class, it is an error. Or you'll be praying and they know you at work that you are the osofo, but anytime you are given a tax, you are behind. You don't glorify God when you do that. So you must study if you want to build a successful career. I tell my people at work, my team members, that especially those who have come for service, those who have just started their service, told them when I started, I joined the company in 2012 December after national service as an intern. It's a software company. And it's big. It's a banking software. So you can't know it all by just coming to sit down. And funny enough, the one who taught me, who have been teaching you the models, they don't have time. So they just come and show you one. Okay, you do it like this, do it like this. Do you understand? He's gone. If you go home and you don't go and sit and study it, they will throw you to a client. You go and disgrace yourself. I remember there was one junior colleague who was at a client site, and the client called that your lady is not doing well. Send someone else to come. It's shameful. And that lady is a Christian. When we have prayer time, afternoon prayer session, she's the one leading. But you don't learn. When we close, you go and sit or you talk about the other things. But it is part of building a successful career. If you are in trade, you need to strategize for the next day. You don't, after, when you close and the business is not good, you don't come and cry on God alone. That's why you got brains. You think. So you need to plan and study. What are the people in my field doing? Funny enough, our YouTube is for funny videos and other things. But there are courses we can take online for free. But we don't. I asked my niece, do you know that about Coursera? Said, no. Udemy? No. EDX? No. Hey, after university, you don't know all this. But you ask of any other thing now, show you. But it doesn't glorify God. So we need to praise God. We need to learn, because Jack Ma, we know Jack Ma, Alibaba, he said something, and then as part of our career development, said that, and I quote, if you are in the 20 to 30, he said you should follow a goal, or you should follow a good boss and a good company that will help you learn. Between 20 to 30, you need a good boss and a good company where you can learn properly. That's not the time to be chasing salary or fat money. The same niece I asked about Coursera that doesn't know. I told him, because after university, he wasn't getting a job after service. So I told him that, my friend, what is happening now, and it may apply to all of us. We can use it. If you see any company that you are interested in, that you want to, God has led you, or you like to work there, you can do voluntary internship. So I told him, if you apply for a job, I know I am there, I'll be on the panel. They will not take you. Apply for internship without salary. I'll take care of your transport. When you get in and you are doing well, and there is any opportunity, we'll look within before we go out. I arranged for that. He came for the interview, and he was looking for employment. So they didn't pick him. Another time the opportunity came and I worked it out for him. So he's fortunate. But some of us may not get it like that. Okay. So let's look for organizations that we will be able to learn between 20 to 30. If you are within that range and you get any company that you know that the boss is good. But I remember I had an opportunity. I wanted to leave where I was. I went for the first interview. They called for the second one. I wasn't feeling good. That was like, The money was good, but I didn't like the boss. And my spirit didn't connect. So I told my wife that I'm not interested again. The second interview, I'll show up, but I'll not really go and do anything. And I hope they will not call me again. So I went. After that, they didn't call me again, but I wasn't bothered because I didn't like it. Okay. But working with a good boss, somebody you go back from work and you not be complaining, a boss insulting you, abusing you, and you don't learn, and you are doing every day, you are doing the same thing. It doesn't help your growth. So that is one thing that we have to do. Um, then service. We need to serve. If you want to build a good career, you have to serve. It's one of the foundation. Service is the act of helping someone do something. So you are doing something for someone else, not yourself. That is why it is called service. And sometimes we when we do something for big men or big women, we are quick to expect something. But I learned that in university. A friend told me because he was in the business school and he was in the evening class. So he was in class with workers. Told me that, oh, sometimes I do assignment for this man. I do this one, and then they come and carry me in their car. And they show me this thing. They will take you here. I'm like, okay. So when you do things for big men, you don't have to take money. They will always owe you. When you need favor, they will give you. But sometimes in our generation, we are expecting money. And when I give you money, I'm done with you. So it is one of the things we should know. It's not everything that you expect you should ask for money. Sometimes you buy the thing with your own money and come and give it to the person. The person will know that, yeah, if you call the person for any favor. I didn't know that those times when we were university, when you apply, you need someone with stamp to endorse your forms. Now it's online, so you don't do that. But in our days, when you buy the forms and you complete, you have to get a lawyer, a doctor, somebody who has stamp with his name to endorse it. And not only they were paying, but I didn't know. The lawyer who did it for me, he was my friend. I was doing space to space after SS. So he buys credit from me. So he asked me, you the small money you they get, you no won't go to school. I said, well, I'll go to school. Okay, when you buy your forms, bring it, I'll endorse it. I didn't know. It was later that I got to know that people were paying for that thing. Well, he will be in his office and he'll call you, bring me credit. Sometimes you say, okay, when I'm going for lunch, I'll bring you the money. He may be busy. You will see him the next day. So I have to put in my own money. I don't have to go there and be asking him for the money. But he paid off. And that man is still my friend. When I need legal advice, I call him for free. Okay. The other thing is sacrifice. And I believe we have spoken a lot about sacrifice. You can't build a career without sacrificing. You need to let go some things. It's not everywhere that you go. Sometimes you have to pay the price for the company or for yourself. So there are some days that you forgo some things in order to build yourself. You sacrifice your pleasure. If you are in trade, you don't, and not every profit is choppable. Sometimes you reinvest it in the business. So it is a sacrifice that you are doing. So it's one of the things. But in all this, I believe there is one thing that hold them together, and it's called integrity. If you don't have integrity, and integrity is having strong principles. If you don't have integrity, you should be honest to yourself. First, have your principles that I can't do this. When you know where you are going, there are some boundaries you set for yourself and that you don't want to cross them. I remember when I started work, because of this banking software deployment, you have to go and train some people. And when you go and the bankers or the tellers, especially the customer service and the CIT guy, Charlie, they are all over you. And my friends go and they invite people. I told them, this if you start, you can't stop. Oh. Why do you, everywhere you go, you get a girlfriend? You should have principles. The moment you start, and it is true, you see the trend everywhere. Unless they don't go out, they will get a girlfriend in the institution. National service, I was a TA. And unfortunately, my lecturer had stroke after the first semester. So the second semester, I had to take the course. So there's opportunity. It's either you want the money or you want sex. And it's not, sometimes you hear the things ladies say, the lecturers are asking me, and some of the ladies were asking for it. Let me give you for the max. And it's not like it is me. So my hostel, nobody knows by where I stay. I went to hide. If I'm on campus, I'm in the TA's office. If there's no other TA, I lock the room. I don't want trouble. You can't be too strong. So don't invite. Yeah. And how can a young man set fire in his bosom and expect not to be burnt? You can't be too strong. So don't entertain some things. It is, first of all, I knew that that was not where I want to end. So if I start some things, I've curtailed my destiny. Number two, on campus, when we are in the computer room, we hear people sharing stories about previous TAs. How do you want them to mention your name, and what do you want them to associate you with? You have a name to protect. So integrity runs. If you are in the business, they will bring deals, they will do all this. They will go and mention your name. You think you have done it with the person will go and mention your name. That this guy there, don't bring him there. It's like this. So integrity runs through all these principles. And once you sacrifice, once you serve, once you study, and you apply your principles and you set your boundaries right, you have a successful career. You are a prayer warrior. So if you do all things, why wouldn't you be successful? You will definitely be successful. So when you do all this and you are successful and you get money, what do you do with the money? Because you speak in tongues, you speak in cash. Now the money comes. Otherwise, you get the cash, but you can never speak in cash because you are always running out. And I want to narrow this to this generation. There is something about this generation, the social media generation, and we don't understand money, and we don't know how money works. What we seek to do. So let me just mention some of the things that this generation, what we are about. If I should describe what we are a generation that grew up with fast smartphones and then social media. So that's how we came from the millennial generation, the Gen X, the Y, the Z. This is who we are. I'll share something with you later on. But we came up with smartphones. They came with us. We send text messages, videos. So instead of going to see that man, you see somebody that you shared your contact with for the very first time. The person will not call. You send you a message. First place. You have never spoken before. But this is the generation we find ourselves. Okay. We are we find calling someone a challenge. Can send you a voice note, a video. You will call somebody on video chat without knowing where the person is. Video call. They just call you. They do it. But this is our generation. I understand, but an older person will not understand that you are doing that. Okay. We use social media to let others know what we have and who we are. So because of that, we have this instant gratification attitude. Once you see something on social media and you like it, you want to get it. So whether you planned for it, you have the money, or what, you like the thing. So immediately you see it on social media, you want to put it there. You want it so that you can also put it out there for others to know that challenge to a day. If we are doing this, we can never be financially stable. We can never be financially stable. The other thing too is we are motivated by the likes, the comments, the shares, the views. So you want to put something out there that you can get all this. You want something that when people like it, your ego will be stroked and you are like, yeah, I'm there. But we forget that what we see others post, they are also posting the best of what they have. So it means we are always trying to please others, impress people because of this social media. And it's going to be a problem because it doesn't help us to plan for the future. We are always living in the present because you get the money today, you spend it today without any proper plan. We don't have financial goals, so it makes it difficult for us to really be financially stable. So every time, like Osofo Prince was sharing, that colleague of his, she'll be borrowing. But we don't know that there is good debt and there is bad debt. The ones you borrow to consume is a bad debt because you are eating your future today. If you borrow to go to school, it is an investment. Yes. If you borrow to buy a land, it's an investment. Because when I started working, there was a land at Amasa, my friend told me 2,000. The time I was ready, it was 40,000. So if I had borrowed then, I could have gone to my brother, my senior brother, and said, brother, this land, let's do the checks. If it's okay, it's 2,000. Every month, I'll pay you. If 200, 100, because that was 2012. I could have finished paying before 2014. But I didn't apply that. I wanted to save and buy it. Time I saved, it was 40,000. But I believed I did some reckless borrowings that affected me, and I'll share it. When I wanted to leave, I was living in a single room with a porch, shared toilet and bath. That was when I decided to leave my parents' house. I want to start my own thing. So I left the comfort at Adenta, went to La Paz. I was there. I said, no, this shared toilet and bath thing, some way. So I wanted to leave. They are not sacking me. I want to leave. I want single room, toilet and bath, self-contained. I haven't saved towards it, but I wanted to leave. So I told a big friend who has a lending company that, Charlie, I want to. He said, is your landlord sacking you? I said, no. He said, so why do you want to borrow to go and rent? Stay there. By the time your rent will be up, you save and you move. I said, this man is long. And then I went to Stanbic. My bankers should give me 10,000. Took the money. Then I saw the place. I liked it. Charlie. The guy took me to some man with that's the landlord. They gave me receipt and key. The next day I went to the house to open the door with the key they gave me. It didn't open. My money is gone. 5,000. I used 5,000 out of that. I wanted to use the other 5,000 to spec the room. So that when I get visitors, me too, Charlie, they will know I'm somebody. But that money is gone. I have to pay the loan. It was 2 years loan. Free money. They will not know. How can you go and tell them that fraudsters took your money? But if I had listened to what the man told me, I wouldn't have been paying that 2 years debt ahead of me. So it delayed my growth because it was a bad debt that I took. I'm sharing this for us to know that sometimes we need to plan for our expenditures. How do we do this whole planning thing? So when you receive your salary as Christians, or if you are even a trader, you should know how to pay yourself. Otherwise, you eat your capital. So you pay yourself, you take your tithe, you have savings, you have emergency fund. It's different from savings. Emergency account is different from savings account. Because if my phone falls down right now, cram, and it falls. If I don't have emergency fund, I have to go to my savings. Maybe I'm saving to buy a land. Maybe I take 1,000 from it. I've disturbed that whole process. Hospital may come in. But this is good for us as young as this. Most of us do not have families yet. So you can choose to save 50% of your salary. Be hard on yourself. Maybe we are going to January. You do January, February, March. Hard. Save hard. Then you relax in April. Then you come back May. So you do 2 months. You relax so that you not be stingy all the time. So you can save so that it helps you when you don't have any reserve to fall on. Sometimes you look too vulnerable. If anything happens to you right now, we can reflect on ourselves. If anything should happen to me right now, do I have to borrow to survive? But I've been working. So building this fund is really important. Please show the image I gave you. Then I'll finish with that. So I want us to know why it is really, really important for us to be financially literate in this generation. Okay. So in Ghana, the workforce is our workforce is 14.3 million. Okay. The 25 years and older, we are 11.3. But this particular chart here is from the US. But they have broken them down into the generations. And you can see that this silent generation, they are the old ones. Then we came to the baby boomers. They came. Then the millennials came. Then we have the X, the millennial, and then the Gen Z. What you see from here is that the generation X, generation Y, and the generation Z, they are big enough. So these people are small. They are the younger ones. I'll give you the years that they came in. So the generation, the baby boomers, they came from 1946 to 1964. So they were born within that time. Okay. So you see that they are now fading out. Okay. They are the senior citizens now. Okay. Then we have the generation X, 1905, 1965 to 1980. So they are here. Okay. We have the generation Y, which some of us fall here, if not almost all of us. From 1981 to 1996, we are here, 38%. Then the generation Z are the mid 1990s to 2020s. Most of them are not here. Okay. Or some are here. Okay. So we have people from the 1990s, the mid 1990s. We are the generation Z people, the Z's. If we give ourselves from the next 10 years from today, these guys are going to replace the silent and the baby boomers. And it is really crucial that we learn how to manage money, because we are going to be the leaders of our generation, of the world, be taking up positions, and we don't know how to manage money. So you put your hand in company money that is not yours, because every time it's either you are changing jobs because you want more money, or you are chasing promotion because you want more money. Meanwhile, more money is not your problem. It's just because you don't know how to manage money. So this is really crucial that we know that in the next 10 years, we are the ones taking over the mantle. And that is the mandate of a savior. So we have to be financially prepared. If we don't make smart financial goals, we'll be changing jobs, chasing titles, always crying that our money is not enough. But that is not our problem. So what we need to do is we have to learn to work with passion and purpose, and not for the money. If we are working for money, we will never end, and we will never have money. If you are working for your passion and your purpose, you will be fulfilled, and you will be able to get a good life. Okay. So this is the few I want to share with us. And then I am praying that God will help us to be able to take up this mandate that is coming gradually upon us, and then make our world a better place. Amen.